Well, good morning, YouTube, and my handful of subscribers. I am so glad to finally be back in the shop again, or on my shop. As you know, I turn on my porch. It's been a crazy year, hasn't it? I apologize. I have a full-time job, and I work a lot of Saturdays, so I don't get a lot of turning time. The times when we've had, and I'm blessed for having a full-time job. A lot of people I know are out of work right now. The times that we've had, the weather's been messed up and this and that, and just one thing after another, and it's been months. And I haven't even turned in a long time at all, let alone make a video. And I apologize for that. I can't promise going forward to have any kind of a regular schedule with putting videos out. It's just the nature of the beast. I'm a little over 2 years from retirement, and at that time I plan to have a shop, something with 4 walls and a roof. It may be small, hopefully big enough to work in. And I will concentrate on putting out a lot of videos at that time. Hopefully I'm going to have a bunch of upgrades. This morning I've got a piece of pecan. I've never turned pecan before. I found out a few weeks ago, or right after I got it, it was around Christmas when I got it. And I found out when I Googled and done a little bit of looking, it's actually a form of hickory. And this thing is, that's a solid chunk. I've already cut it up with a chainsaw. It's not perfectly round. It's got one side's thicker than the other, so it's not really got a good level surface to put a faceplate on. So I'm going to start it between centers, and I'm going to have to probably turn it really slow. I've already marked it. I got a little chalk mark there, which my handy dandy supermarket center finders come off a pie pan. You can have one too. You just got to eat the pie first. It works well for a small midi lathe, because that gives me up with a blank. It's not too big that it'll spin on there. And it's probably going to jump around a good bit. I want to slow the speed down to get started. And it's been months since I've turned, so I'm rusty. I've had to search for things. I've just been all out of whack trying to get set up. And y'all know how that thing is. Anyway, we're going to get going here and see if we can get us a little bow out of that. Okay, I got between centers, and I know it's not the best camera angle. We'll work with what we got though. I've got a really bad high side up here on this portion here, so it's going to take a minute to get it down. I've got the lathe turned way down. We'll start out somewhere between 250 and whatever. It's just going to take a little time to eat it down, and once I get it closer to round, we can start speeding things up, and it'll go a little quicker then. I'm going to start off with a 5/8 bowl gouge. It's pretty good for hogging stuff off. I've also got a 1/2 inch ready for when that gets dull. And that's generally my process. I wait until I get both of them dull, and then I sharpen them up at the same time. All right. I don't know what speed that is. It's I don't have a readout. $250 to $680 on this belt that I'm currently on. It's the lowest setting. And I'm about 3/4 way up. So that's about 500 RPM. I know you're getting some shakes in the camera. Sometimes you turn them up a little more, they'll balance out. But that's probably where we're going to start at. pecan was just cut down in December. It's still pretty green, and I'm surprised by how heavy this little chunk of wood is. We're going to be flinging bark and everything else for a few minutes. Time to make a little tool rest adjustment. As I start getting things down, I'm constantly tweaking that speed, trying to get it up faster and faster. That just brings your process, you know, it just gets things going quicker. That tool's getting dull on us. I see people struggling sometimes. They'll start off with something like this from this side and come in directly head on to it, and it just takes so much longer, and you're just beating yourself to death. You can see I'm very quickly, this is coming around to us, and because I'm approaching it at the angle, it's just coming together faster. I enjoy it a lot more. And the other advantage it has is that I'm not in direct line of that. I'm standing to my right more. So if that piece comes off, it's either going that way or this way. And if I'm in front of it, it's not likely to hit me. Or if it does hit me, it's because it's bounced off something else, and that'll scrub off a lot of speed. So that's a little part of my reasoning. It works for me. I'm using the 60-degree comb because it'll dig in a lot deeper, because I had left the bark on. And I wasn't about to try to make a live edge out of this or anything. I could have, but I hadn't turned this long. I just need to get back and practice again. So. Time to change the belt, because we're up at a good enough speed now, and I don't have as much torque on that low position, so that's why I'm bogging it down a little bit. It's just a small lathe. I can bog it down anyway if I really raunch on it. And I'm constantly double checking things, making sure they're tight, out of the way. We'll probably have to sharpen them before long. Alright. On this range, I can go from like 450 to 1550, 1600, something like that. That's where I do the bulk of my work at. So I turned it up until I got the hard vibration, and I backed it off just a little bit. I apologize if the audio isn't very good. I normally record off of a little lavalier mic, and today I'm just using a shotgun mic. Sharpen up my gouges, and we're going to get back on this. I still got it. I'm going to have to take this down a long way to get rid of that flat. So, safety gear. Five-eighths bowl gouge again. Now you see the difference between the Hurricane and the double Thompson. That's like going from a pickup truck to a Cadillac. Got the tiniest little flat still yet there, but I'm not going to worry about it too much, because when we flip it around we got to even the bowl up. It's just going to be a small bowl. We got to start thinking about what shape we want. And it's kind of, oh, I got some chatoyance, a fancy French word for shiny stuff. Reflectance right here. It's a nice spot of it. You probably can't see it on the camera. I'm liking this. I got a whole pile of this pecan. I ain't prepped it in no special way. It's been laying there for about 90 days. It's on a pallet. I did split a good bit of it and got some of it I got the pith out of. Some of it I just split it right through the pith. And there's one or two whole logs that are probably 8 inches across and 6 feet long. And they're cracking a little bit on the ends, but I know I can trim it back and get rid of that. I'm not worried about it. So I'm gonna try to give it a little more of a OG shape, cereal bowl shape. I don't know. And come on in here a little bit. I'll oversize the tenon a little bit. That way we can, if I decide to do this just as a rough turn, I can put it back on later. I want to need some meat left to chew the tenon up. So I'll go a little bit larger. I'll go a little bit larger with it. That'll give me some room to come on down. Let's see where we're at. You'll see people putting calipers on a moving lathe. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, it doesn't take but a few seconds longer to just go ahead and cut it off. I'll use this little portion over here. I'll wind up cleaning it off anyway. But I'll use that to get my size, and I'll just bring the rest of it down to match. I have the Nova G3 with the standard 50mm jaws, and when you're doing a tenon with the standard jaws on a Nova G3, it is a 90-degree profile. You do not dovetail it. The dovetail is for the mortise. Look at your jaws close if you don't believe me. Take one off if you have to. You'll see it. I've got grub screws on this to keep it from, it's really meant so you can sand backwards and such and it won't back off. Or unwind on you, I should say. But I like it because it keeps the chuck from getting too tight. I don't use a washer or nothing. I found if I just use that grub screw every time, it keeps it from getting over tight. Until I lose my wrench. And use the dimple from the spur to help center it up before we tighten up the chuck. And it looks like everything's square and flush. Now I'm going to get rid of my tailstock for sure. And the light's blowing it out, isn't it? See my line? This is what I'm watching over on this side. I'm just kind of generally trying to follow the same profile on the inside as I'm on the outside. I'm going to leave myself a little bit of meat down here at the bottom. We're there. Because when I part it off, I want to make a kind of a foot for it down there. And I'll finish it off. Let's put it that way. Alright. Let's smooth that just a little bit, and then we'll freshen the edge on the scraper. Because it doesn't last long at all. And we'll see if we can get these tool marks out. Raising my tool, when you use a scraper, you want to be on center or slightly downhill. Just a pinch. Even though I've got a navigator rake on it, I still like being a little bit, have my handle up just slightly. especially up close to the rim like that. We're going to be careful on that rim. You hear it chattering? That's because it's out around already. There, that's nice. I'm not going to bother trying to sand it or anything because it's kind of pointless while it's wet. This would probably sand up alright though. We'll save that for another day. We'll wait till it dries, put it back on, sand it, finish it, put a finish on it, probably just oil, and then part it off. We'll clean up the bottom. And there you have it. A nice little bowl. Just a generic shape. A little bit of an OG to it. For not turning in 6, 7, 8 months, I feel pretty good about that. And I've got another project in mind. I still have daylight left. This is the problem when you work on your porch like I do. You pretty much have to finish your projects in one day, or have them such and such you can return them to them at a later date. I like that little bit of there's red coloring in there. That's nice. That's really going to stand out when I oil it up. Alright. Well, I want to thank you for watching. If you've stuck with me this long, I'll get this edited up and get it posted. It'll be a day or so to get it up. This is sort of a long weekend for me. I was off today. Today's Friday. And I'll have it up by Sunday easily. I'm going to do another project. I'm not even going to tease you with it. We'll get it, and it's something I need to do, or I might make another bowl. I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. Y'all have a good day. God bless. Stay safe, and we'll see you in a bit. Bye.